Hey, welcome back to another episode of Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We have a list of 10 properties, and I want to give you a sneak peek. We've got a home on Anderson Avenue coming out, and Anderson is a wonderful street. It's the biggest model on the street too, so you get a nice big floor plan, 4 bedrooms, big open foyer. You've got a separate living, dining, family room, and kitchen. Kitchen and bathrooms have been renovated. There's a pool in the back. It's extremely private. When the trees fill in and start blooming, it's just wonderful. So we're going to put that one out tomorrow for $780, but I wanted to let you know first. I'll see if we can get the pictures in the link down below, and then have a look and let us know if you want to see it. We've got 2 buyers we're showing it to before we actually launched on the market. We're going to hold back on offers. And if you know that neighborhood, the last 3 or 4 sales in Timberlea have gone for $50,000, $70,000, $90,000 over asking. And so there's pretty big demand to live there. And it's got all the things the buyers would look for too. So that's Anderson. Let's get started with the list today. Now there's 2 on Cooper, not far from each other. Same agent listed both of them, so good for them. $499 end unit Croftside, 1360 square feet. Looks like a decent home. I would say that taking the magnets off the fridge would have been a good idea, but I don't think that's going to affect the results. And there you go. You've got a pretty simple layout here. It doesn't look like it's been overly used and abused. The home itself is probably, I would guess by now, about 12 years old. So you're getting close to new roof, which actually they did in 2015. I'm just looking at the description here. The next ones that tend to go are furnace and AC, and then your windows will still hopefully last for a little bit longer. I could see this one easily getting up into the 510, 520 range. So just north and south of Main Street, between Commercial and Bronte is very in demand. Like, a lot of these homes sell without even listing. There's just such huge demand for the lots. So you get a 66 by 120 foot lot, very buildable, and the house itself actually looks like it's decent. Like you could live here, you could rent it out, sit on the land for a while. You've got a nice garage here. So this one has a lot of target audiences. I mean, if the home is really beat up, then it becomes more of kind of a wholesale, like the builders want it for a low price. But if you get something like this in the mix, you find that there's the people that would want to live here. This is a great condo alternative. So I think that there's a lot of people that this could appeal to. At 509, I mean, it's at that point now where the building lots are going for about 500. You build on it, it's probably worth 1.2 million. So it can still work, although I could see the builders starting to get priced out and not making their margins just because of market appreciation and so on. It's appreciated a lot more in the lower range than it has in the high range, so the squeeze is there. Anyway, I think it's a good one. The double garage is something that I think is going to be a big selling feature, and they're holding back on offers on this one, but it's a good property. And this is kind of the southeast Oakville. Like, this is the place where people want to be in Milton. And as the land continues to get smaller with new subdivisions, this will only increase exponentially in value over the years. Fenimore Terrace. It's funny. The extras, too many to list here, call for a detailed list. I can't see anyone actually calling the agent saying, can you tell me that detailed list of stuff? Seeing is believing, and this one, I mean, I really like the way they presented this home. I think they did a very good job of showing, especially the outside. I think that some agents will kind of flub that one, but they did a bunch of different angles. I think the drone angles were the right ones for this home. The balcony up on the second floor, to me, is a big selling feature. I mean, I think it's great. You could go have a coffee there. I just had a client, we sold their home at the end of 2015, and he said that they used to, with kids, they would sleep out on the balcony. They would bring their sleeping bags out, and they would kind of sleep under the stars. So there's a lot more that could happen there than many people actually do. Fennamore is a very quiet street. You've got the green space behind. Great angle on the pie-shaped lot here. And the way the photos build on each other, it's like they start to anchor and make sense. So great stuff. Usually you get the balcony with the siding elevation. It's kind of like a trade-off. It's like you get the good thing, but the siding usually isn't as in demand. Pricing looks great. They're holding back on offers on this one here too. So Marshall is a Melville, 27 to 2,800 square feet, somewhere in that range. You've got the full height ceiling, the 2-story ceiling in the front room. They have a piano here. It can be great for a home office. Lots of uses for having the separate living and dining room. Dining is straight ahead, so front door, you're going to see the dining room here. Then in the back is kitchen and family room. I think I see the Big Dipper here. I understand people like pot lights. This one may be a little bit overboard.
Connect the dots, la 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 la. Connect the dots, la la la.
The funny thing is, the middle one's actually burnt out. The thing about this many pot lights, you're changing them a lot. You might as well put a ladder right next to, or right in the corner of the family room, because you're constantly replacing them. Even here, it's kind of a strange pattern for pot lights. I don't mean to be picky. Another light burned out right there. I mean, it's good to do a little audit before you actually take pictures. We try and get in the day before pictures are taken and just give clients a little bit of a heads up on some of those things. Marshall's a good street, though. Great school district, Hawthorne Village. Yeah, this one, I believe, faces Louis St. Laurent. So you have a low traffic part of Marshall, but you also have the Louis St. Laurent can add some noise there. So I still think the price is good for this size of home. It still looks like it's in the right range. The all brick elevation, like I just talked about, very desirable for people, much more than even something with any siding. We have buyers that say, I only want the all brick homes. Structurally, not much difference, but cosmetically, they do like it better. Now, Mickey is a few hundred square feet smaller than the one we just talked about 200 square feet smaller. Priced a little bit higher, but you have a very, very well upgraded home, built-in appliances, and they said $150,000 in upgrades. I don't know if I see that, but I like this floor plan a lot. It's called a Greenbrier by Mattamy. So green, and then I think the second word is Brier. You can probably find the floor plans online. And obviously someone moved out if they don't have any clothes in the closet there. Hardwood on the second floor tends to return about half of what you spend. The main floor, it's kind of hard to lose money with hardwood on the main floor if you put a good color in. So I think this one could work at this price. The Shade Bush model is just over 3,000 square feet. This one on Bolingbroke, $899. You've got your exterior pot lights. Good job on the twilight shot in the first. Very nice. It's hard to do that really well. Pot lights inside, I think maybe a little bit more in moderation than the one we saw in Marshall. And just a nice looking home, well kept. Good presentation here. So the guys, this episode has quite a few heaters up in the plus 750 range. It's a good list for that. Next up, Stewart Crescent, arguably one of the nicer streets in Milton, built by Costcorp. You've got a whole section of it that backs onto green space. This one does not, but it backs onto the side of a neighbor's house, and then there's a huge clear backyard. Yeah, bungalows are not easy to find these days. I guess the biggest thing for this one is going to be justifying the difference between a lot of the bungalows that have been selling 6, 7, 800,000. Allen Crescent is smaller than this one, right? You've got even some of the Heathwoods last year selling it, up in the upper eights. That's going to be the challenge with this one, is just saying here's why you should pay, because there's not a lot of comparable information for bungalows, and the ones that are usually priced a little bit lower than this. But like I said, great street, house looks good. When you finish the basement of a bungalow, your actual footprint and floor plan is a lot bigger than a 2-story. So that's the list, 10 properties. It's actually a good one. Like I said, lots of great, I mean, half the list is over $800,000, and each one of them I think has something different, unique, and like I said, presentation-wise, they're all pretty good. So have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes.